You've always felt it, haven't you? That unshakable sense that something larger than life has its eyes on you. Forces beyond what the world comprehends have been watching, analyzing, and trying to contain the impact of your presence for years. This isn't paranoia, it's reality. They've tracked your lineage, your energy, your patterns like scientists studying a phenomenon they can't fully explain. You're not just a random soul drifting through existence. You're a signal, a disruption, a spark that threatens the fragile web of control they've spent lifetimes building. And now you're waking up to it. This is your moment. The first tremor of your awakening is here, and it's time to face it head-on. Let's cut through the noise. They've been watching because you're different. Your energy doesn't bend to their rules. Modern science backs this up. Your brain, your nervous system, even your DNA might carry markers of heightened sensitivity, resilience, or intuition that set you apart. Studies on epigenetics show how ancestral experiences leave imprints, and your lineage hums with a frequency they've tried to suppress. Spiritually, it's clearer still. You're a light worker, a starseed, a soul wired for a mission that rattles the foundations of deception. They've mapped your habits, clocked your defiance, and still they can't predict you. That unpredictability, it's your power. Start noticing it. Track the moments when you feel eyes on you, when coincidences pile up, when your gut screams louder than your logic. That's your awakening kicking in. This isn't some gentle nudge from the universe. It's a war cry. The first time you sense they've been tracking you, it hits hard. It's undeniable and terrifying to those who built their power on lies. Imagine it. Shadowy rooms, whispered briefings, files stamped with your name or something close to it. They've seen how your presence shifts the air, how people lean in when you speak, how your questions pierce through their carefully crafted illusions. Maybe it was a teacher who shut you down too fast, a job that let you go without reason, a stranger who stared too long. These aren't random. They're containment attempts, and they're failing. Your mind might reel, fear, anger, disbelief crashing in. That's normal. Let it burn through you. It's fuel. The shift comes when you stop running from it and step into it. So how do you know this is you? Look at yourself, really look. You've got traits they can't fake or bury. Start with your energy. Do you feel drained in crowds but electric alone? That's your field rejecting their noise. Check your patterns. Do you question everything, even when it's easier to nod along? That's your soul rejecting their script. Science meets spirit here. Mirror neurons fire differently in you, syncing with truth over conformity. Practically, grab a notebook. Write down every time you felt watched, every hunch that proved right, every dream that felt too real. Patterns emerge fast. You're not imagining this, you're decoding it. This is step 1. Observe without judgment. You're not crazy, you're chosen. That terror they feel is because your truth is a wrecking ball. A resignation at the top wasn't just someone walking away. It was an admission that what you carry is too big to silence. Someone cracked under the weight of knowing you exist. Think about that. Your mere presence forced a fracture in their system. But here's the shift you need. Stop seeing this as a burden. It's not. It's a blade, and you're learning to wield it. Accept this. You're not here to fit in, you're here to break through. Feel that fear they've projected onto you? Flip it.
Stand taller.
Speak louder. Their containment failed the second you started asking why. That's your first victory. Now make it real. Step 2. Test your influence. Speak your truth. Small at first, to a friend, in a post, in a quiet moment, and watch the ripple. People will react. Some will pull closer, hungry for what you know. Others will flinch, afraid of what you reveal. That's your energy at work, a magnet and a mirror. Science says human connection thrives on authenticity. Your vibe cuts through the static. Spiritually, it's your mission activating. Don't shrink from it. Step 3, anchor yourself. Breathe deep, ground your feet, claim your space. They've tracked you because they fear you. Good. Let them. You're not here to hide, you're here to rise. This awakening isn't abstract. It's visceral. Your heart might race, your sleep might fracture, your senses might sharpen. That's your system recalibrating. You're shedding their conditioning, layer by layer. Step 4, trust it. Doubt will creep in. Am I delusional? Am I alone? No, you're not. The proof is in how they've scrambled to contain you. Your lineage isn't just blood. It's a signal, a thread of light they've tried to snuff out. They failed. You're still here, and you're waking up faster than they can recalculate. This is your edge. Use it. You're standing in the thick of it now. Those in positions of influence have buried secrets, twisted narratives, and silenced voices to keep their grip tight. They've built a machine of control, smooth, polished, suffocating, and for years they thought it was enough to hold you down. They tracked your every move, your energy, your lineage, thinking they could outmaneuver what's written in your soul. But here's the truth they're choking on. The tide has turned. They miscalculated. They underestimated the divine orchestration behind your presence. You're not just a glitch in their system. You're the force that's cracking it wide open. This is your fight, and you're built for it. Let's get real about what you're facing. These aren't vague shadows. They're people with power, resources, and a vested interest in keeping you small. Maybe it's a boss who dismisses your ideas, a community that shuns your questions, or a system that punishes your light. They've buried truths about who you are, your roots, your potential, your ancient connection to something they can't control. Science hints at this. Studies on collective memory and ancestral trauma show how deep knowledge lives in you, beyond their reach. Spiritually, it's undeniable you're a spark from a cosmic fire they've tried to smother. They've manipulated the story, painting you as the outlier, the troublemaker. But their narrative's crumbling. You feel it, don't you? That shift in the air when their lies start to fray. Here's where you dig in. You don't need their approval to claim your identity. They don't get to define you. In a room full of blank stares or outright hostility, stand firm. Picture this. Their voices rise, trying to drown you out, but your energy cuts through like a blade. How? Because it's not just yours. It's divine, disruptive, too potent for their flimsy walls to suppress. Start small but bold. Speak one truth they've dodged. Calmly, directly, no hesitation. Watch their reaction. They'll squirm, deflect, or double down, but you'll see the cracks. That's your signal. Their power's an illusion, and you're the one dismantling it. This isn't about winning arguments, it's about owning your space. Now let's flip the script. They underestimated you, and that's their fatal misstep. Behind closed doors, they've had their secret meetings, their classified briefings, poring over your truth like it's a threat to national security. Someone high up stumbled onto something, maybe a record, a pattern, a link to something ancient, and it shook them. They thought they could bury it deeper, silence it harder, but they didn't count on you waking up. The tide's turned because you're not playing their game anymore. Practically, here's how you use this. When they push, you push back, not with rage, but with clarity. Call out the lie. Name the manipulation. Do it with a steady voice and unblinking eyes. Their underestimation is your leverage. Wield it. This isn't easy. You'll feel the weight, the isolation, the doubt, the sheer exhaustion of standing against a current that's dragged others under. That's real. Your nervous system might scream. Your heart might pound. Your mind might race with what-ifs. That's not weakness. That's your body proving you're alive, awake, and in the fight. Transform it. Take that chaos inside you, disruptive, raw, divine, and channel it. Breathe deep, 5 seconds in, 5 out until your pulse steadies. Science backs this. Regulating your breath shifts you from survival mode to command mode. Spiritually, it's you tapping into the orchestration that's got your back. You're not alone in this, the universe is moving with you, and they can't stop it. So how do you keep going when the world doesn't get it? You anchor in your mission. They'll call you crazy, too loud, too much, let them. Their misunderstanding doesn't dim your light. It proves it's blinding. Step 1. Find your people. Not everyone, just 1 or 2 who feel your frequency. Souls who nod when you speak, who see what you see. They're out there, drawn to you like moths to flame. Step 2. Protect your energy. Cut the noise. Scroll less. Listen more. Recharge in silence. Your power thrives when you're clear. Step 3. Act. Do one thing daily that defies their script. Write, create, question, help someone. Small moves stack up, and the divine orchestration amplifies them. This is your turning point. They thought they could suppress what's in you, but they misjudged the force of a soul on fire. Every buried secret they've guarded, every voice they've silenced, it's fuel for your rise. Feel that heat building in you? That's not just anger or fear. It's power, pure and untamed. Use it. When they come at you with their distortions, meet them with your truth. When they try to box you in, step out and stand taller. The tide's turned because you're here, awake, and unstoppable. They can't contain what's meant to break through. Keep pushing, they're the ones scrambling now. You've walked through storms that would have shattered anyone else. Chaos swirls around you. Systems collapsing, voices clashing, lies unraveling. And yet, you stand. Others stumble, grasping for footing, but you navigate it like you were born for it. This isn't luck. It's your gift. When the world spins out of control, your ability to cut through the noise opens a channel. A direct line to high-dimensional information that downloads into you with unrelenting force. This is your power awakening, and it's preparing you to ignite that same fire in others. You're not just surviving this, you're being forged by it. Let's dive in. Feel that surge when everything falls apart? That's not adrenaline, it's a signal. High vibrational data streams into you the moment chaos peaks. Science can frame it. Your brain's default mode network, the part that lights up in stillness, flips into overdrive during crisis. Studies show some minds thrive under pressure, syncing with patterns others can't see. Spiritually, it's bigger. You're tapped into a cosmic grid, a living archive of wisdom that flows when the veil thins. You've felt it. A sudden knowing, a gut punch of clarity, a vision that hits like lightning. That's not random. That's your soul downloading what you need to lead. You're a conduit, and the chaos is your catalyst. Embrace it. But how do you know it's real? Doubt will claw at you. Am I making this up? Is this just my ego talking? Here's the test: true high-dimensional info lands with weight. It's not fluffy or vague. It's sharp, undeniable, often inconvenient. Self-projection feels good, stroking your pride. Real downloads challenge you, push you, even scare you. Practically track it. When a thought hits, write it down fast. Date it, time it, note the chaos around you. Then wait. If it proves itself through events, synchronicities, or a stranger's words, it's not your imagination. It's intel from beyond. Step 1, trust the pattern. Step 2, act on it. You'll know the difference when you stop second-guessing and start moving. Let's talk about what this feels like. Situations that should have crushed you, betrayal, loss, rejection, only made you stronger. Others would have broken, but you rose. That's not just resilience. That's evidence. Your energy transmutes destruction into fuel. Picture it. A room full of panic, and you're the calm eye, speaking a truth that silences the noise. They can't explain it, but they feel it. Your words resonate, rippling out, shifting the air. Science nods here. Mirror neurons in others fire when you speak from that place, syncing them to your frequency. Spiritually, it's your starseed wiring activating. You're not just holding ground, you're reclaiming it. Feel that strength. It's yours. Here's where it gets practical. You're receiving these downloads for a reason, to awaken others. But first, you've got to sharpen your reception. Step 1. Lean into the chaos. Don't run from it, stand in it. Next time the world unravels, deadlines crash, tempers flare, plans burn, pause. Breathe deep, 5 counts in, 5 out. Ground your feet. Ask, what's here for me? The answer will hit fast, clear, visceral. Step 2, filter it. Cross-check that info against your gut. Does it feel alive, urgent, true? Keep it. Does it feel forced or flimsy? Toss it. Step 3, speak it. Test it on one person, someone open, someone ready. Watch their eyes. If they light up, you've got it. You're waking them up. This isn't abstract, it's a mission. Secret meetings have happened because of you. Classified briefings laid your truth bare. Undeniable, terrifying, and someone buckled under it. The weight of knowing you're here, awake, forced a choice. Stay in their system or walk away. They've seen how you navigate chaos, how your presence bends reality, how your voice cuts through their static. That's why they're scrambling. But you're steadying. Every storm you've walked through has wired you for this. Chaos isn't your enemy. It's your teacher. Use it. Let it sharpen you. You're not just downloading truth, you're becoming it. Now anchor this power. You'll feel stretched, exhausted 1 minute, electric the next. That's your system recalibrating to hold this frequency. Protect it. Step 1, recharge deliberately. Find silence. 10 minutes, no screens, no noise. Let the static settle. Step 2, move your body. Walk, stretch, shake off the residue of their world. Science says motion rewires stress into strength. Spiritually, it aligns your energy. Step 3, record what comes. Keep a journal. Scribble the visions, the hunches, the truths. They're not random. They're your roadmap. This is how you stay clear when others drown. This is how you prepare. You're not here to crumble, you're here to rise. The chaos that breaks others is your forge. Every time you navigate it, you pull down more light, more clarity, more fire. And it's not just for you, it's for them. The ones who stumble, who cling to fading systems, who need a spark to wake up. You've got it. You've always had it. They underestimated you, thought the storms would bury you. They were wrong. Situations that should have destroyed you only carved you sharper. Now take that blade, your truth, your strength, and cut through. The download's live. The awakening's yours. Keep going. You're not just a spark anymore. You're a force designed to break through every barrier they've built. By simply existing, you've already disrupted their order. That's not a theory. It's a fact they can't deny. Someone high up stumbled upon something buried deep, something ancient, something tied to you, and it sent shockwaves through their carefully guarded world. Maybe it was a record of your lineage, a trace of energy they couldn't explain, or a pattern that linked you to a truth they've spent centuries hiding. Whatever it was, it terrified them. Not because of what you know, but because of what you are. Your presence alone fractures their reality. And now it's time to bring that force into the world with intention. This is your mission unfolding right here, right now. Let's start with what this means. You've always questioned things, rules that didn't add up, stories that felt hollow, systems that demanded blind loyalty. From the moment you did, their attention shifted to you. They noticed. A pattern emerged, one they'd never seen before, and it threw them off balance. People gravitated toward you not because you tried, but because your energy pulled them in. Science can back this: your brain's electromagnetic field, your voice's resonance, even your gaze carries a frequency that disrupts conformity. Spiritually, it's your soul's signature, a signal from something ancient, something unstoppable. You didn't choose this spotlight, it chose you. Now you've got to step into it. Stop doubting it. Own it. So how do you bring this force into reality? First, recognize what's already happening. Your existence has cracked their foundation just by being you. That's step one. Accept that you're a disruptor. Not a bystander, not a victim, a catalyst. Next, amplify it. Speak your questions louder. When something feels off, at work, in a conversation, in the news, call it out. Not with hesitation, but with steel in your voice. Why does this feel wrong? What are they hiding? Watch how the air shifts. People will lean in or pull back, but no one stays neutral. That's your ripple effect in action. You're not just asking, you're dismantling illusions. Do it daily. Make it a habit. Their order can't hold when you keep pushing. But this isn't random rebellion. It's precision. Someone high up found that link to your ancient roots, and it wasn't an accident. That discovery ties you to a power they can't touch, a wisdom encoded in your being. Tap into it. Practically sit with yourself 10 minutes, no distractions. Close your eyes and ask, what's in me that they fear? Don't force an answer. Let it rise. Maybe it's a memory you can't place, a skill you've always had, a pull toward something bigger. That's your anchor. Science says intuition often fires before logic. Your gut's been clocking this longer than your mind has. Spiritually, it's your soul remembering who you've always been. Trust it. Build on it. This is how you turn raw force into a directed strike. Now let's talk practice. You're not just here to question, you're here to demonstrate. From the moment their eyes locked on you, you became a living example. People see you move through life, unbowed, unshaken, and it stirs something in them. So live it boldly. When they expect you to shrink, stand taller. When they push you to conform, double down on your truth. Example. Next time someone dismisses you, don't argue. State your piece, clear and calm, then walk away. Let your actions scream what words can't. Others will notice. They'll start questioning too. That's the new era breaking through, you leading by being. Not preaching, not pleading, just existing as a force they can't ignore. This mission isn't light work. You'll feel the weight, moments of doubt, exhaustion, even fear that you're too small against their machine. That's real and it's heavy. But here's how you balance it. You don't fight the feeling, you ride it. When your heart races or your chest tightens, stop. Breathe deep, 4 seconds in, 6 out. Science proves this resets your nervous system, pulling you out of panic and into power. Spiritually, it's you syncing with the divine pulse that's got your back. Then ask, what's this teaching me? Maybe it's patience, maybe it's courage. Whatever it is, it's fuel. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Keep that mindset. It's your shield. Here's the path forward, your personal plan. Step 1, map your triggers. What sets you off? What truths burn in you? Write them down, 3 things you can't stay silent about. That's your mission's core. Step 2, act small, win big. Pick one trigger and hit it daily, call out a lie, help someone see clearer, create something that defies their script. Stack those wins. Step 3, connect. Find one person who gets it, someone who feels your fire, and share your plan. Not to lean on them, but to ignite them. Step 4, refine. Every week, check what's working. Adjust. This isn't static. It's alive, like you. Your force grows as you move. Feel that heat building? That's not just emotion. It's momentum. They saw how your presence ripples, how it bends their world, and it scared them most because you don't just know, you do. The ancient thread they found links you to a legacy of breakers, makers, awakeners. You're not starting from scratch, you're picking up where they left off. So take it into reality. Disrupt their order daily, not with chaos, but with clarity. Question.
Stand.
The new era isn't coming. It's here, and you're the one forging it. They can't stop what's already begun. You're the force they feared, and you're just getting started. Your journey doesn't end with realization. It begins with reclamation. Every step you take now, every truth you voice, every illusion you shatter, is a testament to the chosen one you've always been. They feared your awakening not because it threatened their power, but because it revealed their fragility, a house of cards trembling before the unyielding wind of your soul. You are the divine spark they couldn't extinguish, the ancient echo they couldn't silence, and the living proof that their control was always an illusion. Rise fully into this identity, not as a burden to bear, but as a fire to wield, because the mission isn't just yours. It's the world's, and it's waiting for you to lead it home.